Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the next 8 to 10 days in today's video. Going to be pretty unsettled, I think, over the next week or so, although have a bit of a split between the ECMWF and the GFS about next week, particularly the middle of next week, how unsettled it gets, or whether high pressure actually starts to come back. Have a look at all the charts in a moment before I get on with the 8 to 10 day videos. I'll talk about the advertising. This video ads on my page is at GazWebBiz.com. If you hit play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GazWebBiz.com. Thanks so much for doing that. It helps to pay for the website. It generates some revenue for me to sit here and talk to you via the website. So thanks for getting involved and supporting GazWebBiz.com. So here we have the ECMWF and GFS 8 to 10 day 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts. This will be taking us, well, more or less up to around the middle of May, actually, up to around the 15th, 16th of May. Got the ECMWF here on the left, GFS is over on the right. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet. It's an important area in the atmosphere because that's got high pressure, low pressure going on, and the weather is really caused by those high pressure and low pressure areas moving, being moved around by the jet stream. So we've got a ridge of high pressure here in 8 to 10 days time on the ECMWF, sitting just to the south and to the southwest of the country, with a trough of low pressure sort of stalling in the Atlantic. The jet stream is going off something like that, going to the north, whereas the GFS is much more unsettled. Got quite a deep trough of low pressure there around and to the west of the British Isles. The high pressure, the ridge, is down to the south of the country, and we're also bringing the jet stream through more or less across the country. So the GFS is much more unsettled for 8 to 10 days time up to the middle of May than the ECMWF. The ECMWF wants to build in some sort of ridge. Have a look at the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles. You'll not be surprised to know from that 500 millibar height anomaly flow chart, they've got lots of rainfall spikes coming out. So the suggestion is up to mid-month. This is mid-May here, the 15th. We've got several bouts of rain coming through, and even beyond that, it just stayed quite unsettled with quite a lot of rainfall spikes. In terms of the temperature ensembles, though, well, up and down a bit of a zonal cine wave there for the next few days. And if anything, towards the middle of the month, we may go a little bit under the average, may go a little bit cooler than average. Certainly not particularly exciting anyway with the temperatures. A lot of scatter though in the second half of May. Once we get beyond the middle of the month, we do see many members of the ensemble going really quite warm, if not hot. So we've got to watch out, I think, as we get through to the second half of the month, that we might get a bit of a hotter spell coming along. That would be quite nice if we could get that going. The temperature anomaly for the next week though, going to be a little bit below average, more or less in the blue colours there across the country. Not desperately cold, but certainly cooler than average, or a little bit cooler than average. Also wetter than average. We're in the blue colours again for the rainfall precipitation anomaly from the 6th to the 14th of May. So yeah, going to be slightly above average with rainfall. Not surprised, we've got low pressure dominating to the weekend. Anyway, this area of low pressure will give us a wet and windy day on Saturday. It's still there on Sunday as we move through the charts going into next week. Well, try to generate a bit of a ridge of high pressure here on the GFS, but look what happens as we go through to Tuesday the 13th. A deep area of low pressure, very deep area of low pressure comes in, brings wet and windy weather across the country. Still there through the middle of the week. And as we go through to the end of the week, the 16th of May, well, another area of low pressure came through. It may turn a little bit warmer because we're bringing up southerly winds, but that's a very unsettled sequence of charts for next week from the GFS. The ECMWF, there's a low pressure over the weekend. It will be a very unsettled weekend. That low pressure is still with us into the start of next week, but then we start to generate this ridge of high pressure with a low pressure in the Atlantic, as we saw it on the 500 millibar height anomaly chart. So that by the time we get through to day 10, Friday the 16th of May, we've got a very nice area of high pressure there setting up across the country, and that would be giving us really quite warm conditions, to be honest. It would be very pleasant indeed. Temperatures at least seem to be upper teens, if not the low 20s with that. So a bit of a split as we get through towards the middle of the month. We've got the GFS looking really unsettled this morning. Very cool, very wet and windy. ECMWF wants to build up that high pressure mid-month and turn it warmer and drier. ECM could be a bit progressive with that, but I think that may well be the trend. That could be the trend as we get through towards the end of May, or the second half of May. We may see that high pressure building up. So that could be where things are going, but the ECMWF could be a bit quick getting there. We'll keep an eye on it and keep updated over the next few days. It's a 5-day forecast, so tomorrow, so come back for that. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching.